for Peter here. It's not letting us add him on for some reason. I'm trying here. Everyone's just hold tight for a second.
Just loading the feed in right now.
Okay.
There we go. Hey, we're live, Peter.
That's great, Sean.
Yeah, so thanks for doing this with you. And let's just give a minute for everyone to find us because, well, we're a little delayed, obviously.
Yep, no problem.
So how are you holding up there? You're working from home right now mostly, or?
Today's my last day physically in the office, and then going to start remote work on Monday.
Okay, gotcha. So how's that been looking for you guys right now?
It's been very dynamic, and a lot of changes are happening very quickly here. So
Okay.
It's been a bit of a...
Hey, we're live, Peter.
That's great, Sean.
Yeah, so thanks for doing this with you. And let's just give a minute for everyone to find us because, well, we're a little delayed, obviously.
Yep, no problem. Oh, do I just...
We're live, Peter.
That's great, Sean.
Yeah,
Do I still have you there?
Yeah, we have it. Everyone to find us because, well, we're a little delayed, obviously.
Yep, no problem. Oh, do I just...
We're live, Peter.
That's great, Sean.
Yeah,
do I still have you there?
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's being all...
Because, well, we're a little delayed, obviously.
Yep, no problem.
There we go. I found the right one finally. Okay, we're rocking and rolling now. We're for real this time. So Peter, thank you very much for jumping on here and doing this today. I really appreciate it because we've had a lot of questions from our clients recently, like what's going on with the real estate market in the sense from a legal aspect on maybe what's going to change and everything like that. And one thing I noticed is your office was very proactive for getting us stuff out there. So you seem like the first one to reach out to talk to you about this, really. So that's kind of why I reached out to you in the first place. So you said last day in the office today. You're in the new office because you guys just moved, right?
Yes, we moved on February 3rd to our new building, yeah, we're here now. Well, at least I am until today, and then I'm going to be starting remote work on Monday.
Okay, gotcha. So, you know, a couple of things I'm getting from people right now is they purchased a home a few months ago. It's going to close in the next week or so. Is it still going to close? Are they going to have issues with that?
No, I think we're working very hard with other lawyers and realtors to make this happen as seamlessly as we can. So what we've moved to very quickly is virtual meetings with clients. So that's how people will be signing a lot of their closing documents is virtually.
Okay. And so how will that work kind of thing? How's that going to be different than before, right? So what programs you could be using? What are they going to have to do differently to accommodate that?
So normally people would come into the office to sign documents. So this time what's happening is that basically we're just going to send them documents via email to review. We're going to meet with them over like FaceTime or Skype basically to review the documents. And then they will simply use some kind of like DocuSign type of platform to actually like sign the documents. And that's it. And then in terms of funds, they're just going to be able to call their bank and like wire funds to our bank account for their down payment. So they won't ever have to like visit our office for any reason whatsoever. And in conjunction with realtors, we're working on exchanging keys either directly between the realtors or just using like a lockbox on the property to exchange the keys.
So the program they're going to use is very similar to the one that we've been using that they've signed the offer with already.
Exactly. So it's a very, very similar process. Exactly the same as that. It should be totally like seamless for them. They don't need to print anything. They don't need to scan anything. They just need to have the ability to, look at an email, look at some documents, and then, FaceTime or Skype with us on their phone. And provided that they can do that, we're going to be able to close their deals.
So yeah, have you had a few of those closings already like that? Like,
We've done that we've had rare circumstances in the past where something like that may have been required due to like very extenuating circumstances. So we've done that, on rare occasions in the past, but now it's going to become the norm. The Law Society of Ontario has said, yep, this is what needs to be done right now to accommodate, the real estate market. So let's do it.
so the Law Society was pretty swift on saying, let's make some changes.
Yeah, there was no choice. I mean, absolutely. And the title insurance companies as well, which is something that buyers would be in discussion with their lawyers about, or hear about from their lawyers. They've also endorsed it as well.
Okay. And then, so how would I get you my down payment now, my deposit? Like,
Yeah. So what would happen is that we would give you our banking details. So you'd get, the law firm's like account number, all of our details. You would simply call your bank and say, I need to wire money to this law firm's account, and they would be able to assist you with that.
okay. And so just do a direct deposit. Hey, say, hey, Peter, I've made the deposit now.
Yeah, usually your bank would like send you an email or something like that confirming that they've sent the money, and we would just ask that you send any confirmation that you get from your bank about that like wire transfer. Just send it to us, and that's it.
And then how about I've sold my house. Normally I'd have a check from you guys. How are you doing that?
We're wiring money, so we just get your bank account details, and then we are literally just going on our online banking platform and wiring money to you after closing.
It's kind of interesting, right? Because the business has really been shifting this way already over the last few years, so it's kind of really forced the legal side of it to like jump ahead further on this. Would you say that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is where, we were going in like the next 5 years or so. But, instead of it taking 5 years, it's taken 1 week.
And how's the client's response been? Most been pretty happy with it, good with it?
Everyone's been very understanding. It's a very difficult time for everyone, and they understand that, what things have to be done differently. And I think people are just happy that we're able to continue to close like their, real estate transactions at this point.
Gotcha. And then what are some things people could be doing right now when they're purchasing their home? Because things are different, right? Times have changed in the last week dramatically. We're still selling homes. People still have to move. So what are some things people could be doing differently, maybe to protect themselves to get ready for this?
Um, what I would probably do is if it's possible to give yourself more time between when you sign the offer and pick a closing date, like that would be, beneficial. Obviously, there's just quite a bit of uncertainty out there, so giving yourself a bit more time than usual would probably be a good idea. Look at like bridge financing options for when you're buying and selling, and focus on perhaps seeing if you can obtain like bridge financing so that you can buy before you sell. I think that would be like wise, because it might be more difficult to obtain like movers during this time. Obtaining like services from individuals or from service providers can be like a little bit more difficult right now, understandably. So giving yourself more time than you might normally need is a good idea.
And so just for anyone that doesn't know what bridge financing means, it's when the bank's going to give you the ability to own the two houses at the same time, but not necessarily double up your payment. Just to clarify that for people. I mean, what about from like a legal aspect? Is there anything we should be doing to protect ourselves as the general public, as the people buying the houses, that we should be doing differently?
Well, I mean, I think the most important thing, of course, is like is your health, and the safety of your family. So just making sure that you're talking to your lawyers about whoever your lawyer is. You want to talk to them and make sure that they have like procedures in place to avoid having to like travel outside of like your property or go to an office to like see them. Making sure that they have like remote signing capabilities would be really important. Because if you can avoid contact with other people at this point, like that's obviously very advisable. And many lawyers are very quickly adapting to this. But you want to make sure that your lawyer is set up for that, and that they're going to be set up to continue to close real estate transactions even in these very difficult circumstances. So that's what I would be concerned about.
And then you also sent me some clauses. You sent us some clause recommendations a little while ago to change how we write our offers a little bit. What were the kind of? Can you just give me a brief description without going like too much down that rabbit hole? Kind of
Sure.
the framework behind those.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what we're concerned about is that if someone gets quarantined, it may be very difficult for them to like close like a real estate transaction. So if you're a buyer and you're obligated to like buy or you've signed up to buy a property and all of a sudden you get quarantined, it may be very difficult for you to close in those circumstances, in the sense that you can't sign, if you actually need to physically sign something, or you need to try and like get out of your property or what have you, you might not be able to do that because you're quarantined. So as a result, these clauses allow real estate deals to basically be delayed, so that you can finish your quarantine period, and then after your quarantine period's over, then your real estate deal will like close after that. So those are some of the clauses that we're like dealing with. Also, for example, we're also having clauses that if like a bank gets closed, or if like the land title system, which is what lawyers use to transfer properties from a seller to a buyer, if that gets temporarily closed, we've also got clauses in there that say, yep, if those systems shut down, then your real estate deal will be delayed until those systems come back online, and then we'll close your real estate deal. So those are the types of things we're putting in agreements now.
And that makes a lot of sense. It really protects everyone, right? And it just says like, hey, we still want to buy your house. We still want to go ahead, but if stuff comes out from, with that's not within anyone's control, it kind of puts some safeguards in place. So people can get sued and things can move on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, let me just ignore that. But yeah, you're 100% correct. That these are clauses that allow to make everyone to continue to like buy and sell real estate, but also put protections so that the protections that like accommodate the current situation.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. And when he set those up to me, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to have that stuff in place. Is there any other of those clauses then that we should touch on or talk about, or is there anything different there really?
Well, I mean, I think again, it just comes down to buying everyone time. Like that's the key thing, is that there is just so much uncertainty right at this moment. We don't know what's going to be open next week or like the following week, and this is all about buying everyone time to make sure that no one comes into a situation where there's like a hard deadline that they can't meet because of COVID-19, and as a result, they lose their deal. And in this case, this protects everyone from having the deal fall apart, and allows both sellers and buyers the time they need to close deals in this situation. Like that's the most key and fundamental thing. And the other thing is that we're emphasizing executing all documents or signing all documents like electronically. Like physical signatures are just not like viable at this point. You just can't meet with people. Like we're being all told to distance ourselves from everyone. So electronic signatures are the solution to that. And we're just emphasizing that for every document, whether it's between the realtors or between the lawyers, that everyone's accepting like electronic signatures at this point. So that's like an absolute like requirement like going forward.
So how would you verify someone's ID right now then?
Yeah, very good. Excellent question. So what would happen is that before our meeting, I would say, okay, send me copies of your ID. So I have it in advance of the meeting. And when I say copies, just like take a picture of it with your phone, email it to the lawyer. And then when we have our video call, much like this, I can hold up Sean Ryan's beautiful driver's license. Yeah. And I can say, hey, Sean. Yeah. And I can see Sean Ryan's driver's license, and I can see that, yep, I am talking to Sean Ryan. Yeah. And that he is the one who's going to be signing these documents. So that's how I'm verifying ID.
That's pretty cool, because like before we would have to do stuff remotely, like say someone in a different province, we did have to go in front of another lawyer, right?
Right.
So this kind of gets us through that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is provided I can verify your ID, which I can if I've got a copy of your ID in advance, and then you appear to be the same person on the video as in the ID. Then I've fulfilled my requirements to ensure that I've actually talked to the right person.
So do you think after all this is done, that's something that we'll be able to do? Like, I know you don't have a crystal ball and you can't say yes, but could you see it going that way? Maybe like saying, hey, this works.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the bottom line is that many lawyers will come to the conclusion that like we were totally unprepared for this situation, and that we were forced to like adapt like very quickly. And as a result, we need to have much better need to have much better processes in place to ensure that in the event that something um, there's another pandemic or there's some other kind of natural disaster or other event, that we can basically pick up our laptops, like walk out of the office, go home, and continue business just as normal. And that needs to be the objective on how we run our business, and that has to be the outcome of this situation.
Yeah, because I see everyone in, like, I see all the realtors adapting pretty well for the most part. We were already kind of ahead in the sense with the virtual tours and the video walkthroughs. And I know when we have clients that are out of town, I'll walk them through over Skype and just hold the phone, and it's like they're walking through. So we've been doing a lot of that right now as well. So people could still, because some people just have to move, right?
Mhm.
They sold their house 3 months ago, and those conditions weren't in there about the pandemic and stuff like that. So we still need to find them somewhere to go.
Mhm.
So in that sense, there's no choice, but it's pretty cool to see how fast you guys adapt, because I think you sent me an email on, was it like last week with changes already? Or
Well, I think it was Monday.
Monday.
Monday is when we basically announced that we were going to simply proceed with wires. We have the habit of exchanging like physical checks a lot of the time, which
Yeah.
is of course like a very, there's probably a better term, but old school method of exchanging funds. And there's no reason that it has to be done that way. Like wires are very secure and easy to use and reliable. And
Yeah.
we should be using those. And many U.S. states are quite ahead of Ontario when it comes to like virtual signing. A lot of U.S. states has actually passed like what they call like e-notary legislation, which basically creates like a conference room, much like you and I are on right now. But in addition to seeing each other, we actually like view the same document at the same time. And then during that conference call, you're clicking a button, you're executing the document, and then as a result, the lawyer / notary as a witness, applies their signature and seal as well. And so that's actually like happening now in many U.S. states. So as a result, I would really expect to see Ontario after we return to normal, to really seriously look at passing legislation that supports those types of technologies.
That's pretty cool, because everyone got a trial and error with it without it going through, right? So everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, it worked. So there's no like
Yes.
or what if. It's like, yeah, this needs to be done. And
Yeah.
we were pretty fortunate because our brokerage is virtual, right? So
Yes.
all of our head office staff work from home already.
Yeah.
So to us, we haven't seen much change, but I just love seeing you guys adapt to this. So is there anything else any last tidbits of information or advice you want to give to anyone, the stuff they should be doing right now?
I think what I would say is to say to clients, reach out to your lawyer. Like now, if you've got questions or concerns, and if you're worried, just reach out to us. Like, we're not, we all have email, obviously. And we all have the capabilities for the most part here to like, gather or get you through this situation. So just reach out to us, and we'll tell you exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and how we're going to get your deal closed. Just reach out to us. Don't let yourselves stay worried about this situation or worried about your deal. Like, we can get it done, and we can put your mind at ease. Just reach out to us, and we'll talk to you and tell you how we're going to do it.
I always tell people, stop Googling things. Just I always tell clients this right from the beginning. Stop Googling things. Do you have a question? Ask me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you go to the doctor, you go, well, I Googled, I have this. And the doctor's just like, you know what I mean? I think it's the same thing with lawyers and realtors or anything. Like when you have a question about the transaction and what's going to happen, just reach out, text, email. We'll get you an answer back right away. And then you don't have to go through that rabbit hole sometimes of the Google to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And because it's changing every day, what's happening, right?
Yeah, no, this is the most rapid situation I've ever seen in my life in terms of changes. I mean, we started changing our practices like, kind of like last Friday, announced them on Monday, implemented them Wednesday, and then yesterday, as now we're working on like new clauses for like real estate transactions. So this is like every day things are like changing very, very rapidly to accommodate this incredible situation. So if you've got questions, like reach out to reach out to your lawyer, because things are happening so fast that you won't find anything on Google. You won't find the answers. The only people who are going to have the answers are the people who are like managing your transaction, which is, your lawyer and your realtor, really. So you need to be talking with them like frequently, and don't hesitate to email or contact them in any way. Like, I mean, right now, clients, like, they're getting my cell phone number. If they need to get me, like, I mean, they can text me just like they can probably text you. Like, I mean, they can call me on my cell if they need me. Like, there's just no reason for them not to like reach out to me.
So generally, most lawyers' offices are going to be closed, right? So,
well, I mean, a lot of people have moved to like remote, work if they have that like capability. Like, and we have people still here in our office, but we've like locked our front door and are like limiting people's ability to come into the office at this point. And then several of us are moving to like remote work next week again, just to obviously protect our staff and protect ourselves, and do what's in the best interest of all Canadians.
So if you have a transaction coming up, let's say a month from now, 2 months from now, I guess the best thing really to do is get proactive, email your lawyer, text your lawyer, call them, whatever the thing is, and figure out how they're going to do it. Because there's a way it's going to get done. Your deal's going to close. It just, things have changed, and just get educated. And the best way is just reach out, really, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because again, you're not going to get those answers on Google. You're going to just get more worried and more anxious. And, as a result, we're going to guide you through this, and we've got the answers to, help put your mind at ease.
This is great. Also, Peter, I appreciate you taking the time really just to throw this info out there, because it's a lot of the questions I've been getting over and over again. So now we can just say, go watch this video. So, the moral of the story here, everyone, is don't show up to your lawyer's office. Reach out to them. If your closings, whenever it is, just reach out to them, say, how are we doing this? What do we need to do? Maybe you have to download a program to interact and something like that. And the big thing is just stay calm. They're going to get the deal closed, and, be safe, everyone, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Peter. We appreciate your time, and sorry for the confusion there in the beginning, but have a great day, man.
All right. You too, Sean. Bye, everyone.
Bye.